Imagine spending weeks building a business, only to discover you can't legally use its name. Sounds ridiculous, right? But it happens more often than you'd think. An entrepreneur comes up with what they believe is the perfect business name. They buy the domain, design a logo, set up social media accounts. Maybe they even start marketing the business. Then comes the moment they're ready to officially register the company, and suddenly everything stops. The name isn't available, or worse, the state determines it's too similar to another business already on record. Now they're not launching a business, they're rebuilding a brand. Hi, I'm Bobby Casey, founder of BusinessAnywhere.io. For more than 20 years, I've helped entrepreneurs start businesses, navigate compliance requirements, and avoid costly mistakes before they become major problems. And today we're talking about one of the smartest things you can do before forming a company in Arizona, an Arizona business entity search. Now, I know this isn't the most exciting topic in entrepreneurship, but trust me, a few minutes spent doing this properly can save you weeks of frustration later. Let's start with something that surprises many first-time business owners. A business entity search isn't really about finding your exact business name. That's only part of the process. The real purpose is making sure your name is distinguishable from existing businesses. And that's an important difference, because from the state's perspective, names don't need to be identical to create a problem. They simply need to be similar enough to cause confusion. Let's say there's already a company registered called Desert Peak Marketing Solutions, and you want to register Desert Peak Business Solutions. Different names? Sure, but are they different enough? That's the question the Arizona Corporation Commission wants answered. And that's exactly why a proper search matters. You're not just checking availability, you're identifying potential conflicts before they become expensive problems. Now, if you're planning to form an LLC or corporation in Arizona, you'll want to start with the Arizona Corporation Commission's Business Entity Search Database. This tool allows you to search existing registered entities throughout the state. But here's where many entrepreneurs make their first mistake. They search once, they search their exact business name, and when they don't see an exact match, they stop. That's not enough. Think of this process like detective work. Let's say your planned business name is Cactus Valley Ventures. Don't stop there. Search Cactus Valley Ventures, Cactus Valley, and similar combinations. Why? Because you're trying to understand the landscape of existing names, not just locate duplicates. The broader your search, the fewer surprises you'll encounter later. Now, when the results appear, don't rush through them. Take your time. Review the names carefully. Pay attention to similar wording, shared keywords, and names that sound alike when spoken aloud. Because customers don't always read names. Sometimes they hear them, and confusion can happen both visually and verbally. Now, another thing you'll notice is that business entities have different statuses. Some are active, some are inactive, some may be dissolved, and here's where entrepreneurs often get excited too quickly. They assume an inactive business means the name is available. Not necessarily. A dissolved business doesn't always mean the name can immediately be reused. There may still be restrictions or waiting periods involved. So if you discover a name that's close to yours, even if it's inactive, don't automatically assume you're in the clear. Verify first. Now let's talk about Arizona naming requirements. Because availability alone isn't enough. Your business name also needs to meet state requirements. For LLCs, you'll generally need to include terms like LLC or limited liability company. Corporations typically require identifiers such as corporation, incorporated, or Inc. And then there are restricted words. Terms related to banking, insurance, education, financial services, and certain professional industries may require additional approval before they can be used. So even if your desired name appears available, it still needs to comply with Arizona regulations. Now here's where I think entrepreneurs should start thinking beyond compliance, because your business name isn't just something you register. It's something you build. Your name becomes part of your brand identity. It's on your website, your invoices, your proposals, your marketing, your social media profiles. It's often the very first impression customers have of your company. That's why I encourage entrepreneurs to ask a few additional questions. Can I secure the domain name? Are the social media handles available? Is the name easy to remember? Would it still make sense if the business doubled in size? Because a great business name doesn't just satisfy legal requirements. It supports future growth. And speaking of growth, one mistake I see all the time is choosing names that are too specific. Maybe they focus on one service, one location, or one trend that's popular today. But businesses evolve, markets change, services expand, and a name that feels perfect today can become limiting tomorrow. Remember, you're not just naming the company you're launching. You're naming the company you hope to build years from now. Now, once you've completed your Arizona business entity search and feel confident about your name, the registration process becomes much smoother. You move forward with clarity, you reduce unnecessary risk, and you know you've done your homework. And honestly, that's one of the best advantages any entrepreneur can have: confidence. Because entrepreneurship already comes with enough uncertainty. You don't need preventable problems creating additional stress. So if there's one takeaway from today's video, it's this: an Arizona business entity search is more than a filing requirement. It's a branding decision, it's a risk management tool, and it's one of the smartest investments of time you can make before launching your business. Search thoroughly, think strategically, plan for the future, and choose a business name that works both legally and commercially. Because the strongest businesses often start with smart decisions long before the first customer ever arrives. And if you'd like help forming your company, maintaining compliance, or managing the administrative side of your business, that's exactly what we help entrepreneurs do every day at Business Anywhere. Through our Digital Nomad Kit, we provide company formation, registered agent services, compliance support, bookkeeping, and ongoing business management solutions for modern entrepreneurs. You can find more information in the links below. And remember, the best way to solve a business problem is to prevent it before it happens. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.